Hey, my name is Lebo. Welcome to Lebo Creates. Today you are going to sew with me. I draft patterns, cut, sew, and I deconstruct some of my old clothes. I do alterations as well. So if you're into that kind of thing, you'd like to learn how to make your own clothes, this is your channel. Like and subscribe. And if you just want to chill with me while I make my own clothes, you are welcome. Please chill with me. um Excuse me. I am going to make myself a dress. Last time I actually fixed the dress that my sister gave me. It made me fall in love with bareback dresses, so I think I'm going to make another one. I'm going to make a long bareback dress with straps that are even thinner. I get rid the thinner the sexier. So that's what I'm going with. I want it to be sexier, and I'm going to use this fabric. I'm going to be using this fabric. Isn't she pretty? I think these colors look very good with my skin. I like it. It's just a piece of fabric that I had already have at home here, so I am going to make this dress. It's beautiful. I love it. I thought this fabric would work wonders, and why not make myself a beautiful dress just before it gets you know cold, because we are now heading towards the end of summer. So I just want to enjoy wearing bareback dresses, because soon I will not be able to wear such stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. Oof, I feel a little bit hungry. I'm going to make myself food after eating. I'm gonna start. I already did the pattern, so I'm just going to cut when I'm done eating. So I've just finished cutting the front and back of the dress. Now I am cutting a bias binding. So I'm going to fold my fabric and make a triangle shape. Just make sure it makes a 90-degree angle. This is how you place your fabric. Yes, you see where the corner is, and that part of your fabric is a selvage. And once you place your fabric like this, this part right here is where you cut. That will be your bias bindings, the stretchiest part of your fabric. So I want my bias binding to be 2 centimeters wide, so I'm measuring 4 centimeters, because the other 2 we are gonna fold it in. I'm making dotted lines so that I know where I'm going to cut. It's 4 centimeters, and then now I'm joining my dotted lines so that it's easy for me to cut. You might not be able to see the lines, but I can, because I don't want to use chalk. I'm using a piece of soap so that the soap marks get off much easier than the chalk. And then after doing this, I'm just going to pin it so that I keep the fabric in place, because this fabric is a little bit slippery. It's not easy, even cutting is a nightmare. And then after doing this, you cut, and you have your bias binding. And then I'm just quickly threading my machine so I can start sewing. This is the front part of the dress, and this is the back part of the dress. Remember, the back part is very low. It's almost at the waist at the back. And I'm going to do French seams because I don't want to overlock this dress because the fabric is super thin. So I'm going to close my side seams. Here are my side seams with French seams. I'm going to stitch as close as possible to the edge using the pressure foot to measure, and I'm going to trim, and then I am going to cover that seam with another one. So here we have the stitch. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. It's not your normal, it's not as thick as we normally do 1 centimeter or 1.5 centimeter seam allowance, and we just open the seams like that. Can you see this is the inside part of the dress? And then you trim the edges if you feel like you have to trim them, and I'm just stretching it out with a hand. If you want to iron it, you can actually do iron it, and then you just fold in like that to cover the rough edges. And now you stitch on the inside part of the dress, so that the rough edges are not outside. Now we are going to close the other seam, the other side seam. Doing the same thing, doing French seams. We are going to stitch as close as possible to the edge using our pressure foot to measure. We're going to trim open seams, and we are going to cover with another stitch. I'm going to gather this fabric. So to create gathers, this is going to be like the this part of the dress. Over here I'm pulling the cotton to create gathers. To make gathers, you just make long stitches, adjust your machine and pull the thread. These are the gathers that I was making. Normally I would measure this, but because I would have just measured if it's where I want it, then I stop gathering. So it's going to be something like this. So this is one of those bias bindings that I did cut earlier. So I'm gonna now I'm putting bias binding from here. Remember, this is the neckline, this part of the dress. So now this is around the armhole going to the back. So I'm going to bind that whole place. I'm going to put binding on it all around. So here I've got elastic. I've got a small piece of elastic that I'm going to put at the back. I'm going to stitch it right here to make sure it stays in place. I also know that this part right here is the back, so I don't have to put the zip. I'm going to pull it as much as I can. Here I'm making sure that I am putting my elastic exactly at the same place as the other side. It is important that both sides are pulled. The area is exactly the same that we pull on the left and the right. I hope that makes sense. Over here we are closing the bias binding, the one that goes all around the back. We are closing it, and remember you have elastic. There's elastic. Please, when you stitch, make sure that you do not stitch over the elastic so that it can move freely and the fabric can also be able to gather there at the back to gather towards your center back. If you stitch on it, it will not work. So please be careful of that. Now I'm going to extend with a bias binding, one of those bias bindings that I did cut earlier. I'm going to extend the bias binding that covered the dress from the front going into the armholes, going all the way to the back. That one, I'm going to extend it to make that long strip that is gonna go over the shoulders. Excuse me. After joining the bias binding to the one that is already on the dress, now we are closing it, we are stitching it so that we can create a spaghetti strip out of it, the strip that is gonna go all around the shoulders and go to the back and tie the dress. So now we are trimming. After we stitch, we trim, and then after trimming, this is the loop turner. I'm going to use the loop turner because the right side, the outside of the string is now inside. So because it's very thin, it's not something that you can just do with your hand. I use a loop turner to turn it, and this is how I do it. I hook it to the fabric there, you see, and then I just pull. The fly is driving me crazy, guys. So here we are going to do the same thing we did on the other side, putting the bias binding to create a spaghetti strip, and we are going to trim it and use the loop turner. Yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry my battery died. I was just left with putting the one string and hemming the bottom. So I did that. I'm done. And the dress is done. Just like that. The dress is done. I'm loving it. I love the fabric. Like I said, I'm loving it. It looks nice. I think it looks nice against my skin. And here is the bag. can look like this. So yeah, I'm loving it, and thank you for chilling with me while I make my dress. And yeah, I'm loving it, and I'm loving spending time with you. So I do appreciate your time, and please do not forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, until next time, I love you.